le radar le ya R10. That is correct.
Nokuthi ke ngayo u7 imizuzu ke 7 imizuzu emine ke bumbane ke lesithupha ihora sekuyena ke uN12 siya noma ngiyake ngase R10.
You then passed Ridgeway.
La feta Ridgeway.
Winchester Hills in Johannesburg South.
La feta le Winchester.
3 minutes past 6, that is 1803. You were still on N12 in Glen Eagles, Ogden.
Ka metsotso ye meraro ka moraga iri ya botshela lebelesantse le mo N12 mo Glen Eagles mo Ogden. That is correct.
Nokuthi ke ngo imizuzu ke u3 emuva kwakhe ke u6 sekuyena uN12 eGlen Eagles Ogden kuyiqiniso.
Can you assist me please with the time after 1803 because I didn't get the correct minutes there.
Ba re ba khopela ba thushe ka nako ka moraga
1803.
About 1803, 31 seconds, why fast?
Are you referring from 1803 and
No,
31 seconds?
the next time after 1803.
Ba re ye ka fase ga mowe.
1805, 15 seconds.
It's 1805 and 15 seconds.
Esilandelayo ke isikhathi imizuzu emihlanu ke emva ko6 ke seconds. It's 15 nama seconds of 15.
All right. At that time, the ignition went off at Glen Eagles.
Ka nako e e bontsha gore ile ya timiwa le mo Glen Eagles. That is correct.
Uyiqiniso ukuthi ikhombisa noma itshengisa ke ukuthi ke imoto iyacishwa ke khona eGlen Eagles.
On 1824, you start up driving again.
Ka 1824 la thoma la pheja ga. It is correct.
Uyiqiniso ke ukuthi ngo 1824 edumisa futhi ke imoto.
Oh, at 1826, you passed Komaro. Is it Komaro Road, Ogden?
Ka 1826 la feta tselengela ya Komaro mo Ogden.
The driver car boundary lane, boundary lane.
At 1826 and 30 seconds, I was driving on Boundary Lane in Ogden, Johannesburg South.
So 1826 Boundary Lane Ogden, Johannesburg South.
All right. 1837, you start up the motor vehicle.
Ka 1837 la dumisha koloi ga. That is correct.
Yeah, to mafuthi ke ngo 1837 moto.
1842, GPS unlocked. And I just want to clear up as to what is the meaning of GPS unlocked.
Ka 1842 ya ngwala gore GPS unlocked. Ba re ba nyaka go tseba gore e bolela gore nka e re GPS unlocked. I do not know the explanation of GPS unlocked.
Ukuthi chaza ukuthini ke lokho bhalelwana ukuthi ke iGPS unlocked angikwazi ke lokho.
Neither can it assist you to inform you as to what was happening. What were you doing at 1842?
Gape ga e khone le go le thusa gore lena le go bole go ba le tsebe gore le be le dirang ka 1842. That is correct.
Nokuthi ke ayisizi ke ukuthi itsheleke noma ingaziseke ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi leso 1842 ngangenza.
At 1845, you proceeded to drive in Johannesburg South in N12. Then you passed Basonia.
Ka 1845 e bontsha gore lena le ile la tswella pele le ntse le reila mo Johannesburg South le feta Basonia. That is correct.
Uyiqiniso ke iyatshengisa ukuthi ngayo 1845 sidlula khona ke uN12 Johannesburg South eBasonia.
1846, still on N12 freeway, Albertine.
Ka 1846 le sa le gona mmileng wa N12 bona besitshelele Albertine. That is correct.
Uyiqiniso ukuthi ngo 1846 sekuyena ke uN12 eAlbertine.
1847, still driving in South Crest in Albertine.
ka 1847 le sa kgweetša gona mo
18
West South Crest mo
Sorry,
Alberton.
it's 1848.
ba re ka 1848.
48.
Nnete.
It is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi ngo-1848 sihamba khona-ke ke-na-ke ku-N12 e-South Crest, Alberton.
1849, you're driving near N3 Freeway, Elands Haven, Germiston.
Ka 1849 le sa reila mo N3 Freeway Elands Havens mo Germiston.
Nnete.
That is correct.
Ukuthi-ke ngo-1849 sihamba ke Elands Haven e-Germiston.
You were still driving from 1849 up to 1850.
Go tlogella ka 1849 go ya go 1850 le ntse le kgweetša gona tseleng eo.
Nnete.
It is correct.
Nokuthi kuyiqinisoko ukuthi ngayo 1849 kuyofika-ke 1850 sahamba ngawo umgwaqo lowo.
1851, you join Grey Avenue, Albemarle, Germiston.
Ka 1851 ke mo e leng gore lena le ile la namela tsela ye bitswang Grey Avenue
Germiston.
Yes. Soon thereafter, I'll ask you to pay much attention on what
Shamcho.
Collins Street.
Ba re le lebelele ka gaufi le Collins Street.
Nnete.
That is correct.
Kuyiqinisoko-ke ukuthi ngayo u-1852 sihamba-ke duze kwaso isitrata esibizwa ngokuthi i-Collins.
All right. Before we get into that, let's put let's clarify this to the court. As you were driving N12, sorry, as you off-ramped at Grey Avenue, you were driving on N3, as you stated.
Ba reng ke re tlhakišetše kgoro ka pele ga gore lena le be go Grey Avenue le be le go N3 ka mokgwa le tlhalošitšeng ka gona.
Nnete.
That is correct.
Kuyiqinisoko ukuthi nanjengoba ngihamba ngayo-ke u-Grey Avenue ngangihamba ngikona-ke u-N3.
When you approach Grey Avenue, there is a hillside on the left-hand side. It's a T junction. Left-hand side, it's a hillside, and you can also turn on the right side. It's a T junction.
Ba re ge le ya go yona Grey Avenue go na le letshwao le leng gore le a bontšha gore o ka tsena e fela ke T junction gape o kgona le go tsena ka letsogong la moja. Yes, I understand.
Ngakuzwa-ke uthi ku-T junction-ke uma ufika lapho-ke nokuthi-ke kune side-ke ku-left nokuthi-ke ngakwesokudla-ke ila ungakwazi ukuthi ungajika ungangena khona kuloyo T junction leyo.
Still on Grey Avenue, which turn did you make?
Ge le le gana mo we mo Grey Avenue lena le la tsenela ka go kae?
The Grey Avenue is left, T junction right.
From the Grey Avenue it says left and then at the T junction we turn right.
Khona lapho-ke ku-Grey Avenue-ke ku-T junction leyo-ke ithi left-ke thina-ke sangena kwesokudla.
Thank you. If you turn right, still on Grey Avenue, there's an engine garage on the right side of your driving, correct?
Ge le thinya le tsena seatleng sa moja go na le engine garage gona ka moo and the witness confirms that.
Kuyiqinisoko-ke ukuthi-ke uma ungena kwesokudla lapho-ke kuno-engine garage okhona kwisandla sakho sakwesokudla.
And according to the AVL records, it shows that you were driving near Collins Road or Collins Street, not driving in Collins Street, near Collins Street.
Go ya ka botlhatsi boki bo bontšha gore lena le be le kgweetša kgauswi e seng mo go yona Collins Street, le be le kgweetša kgauswi le yona Collins.
Nka se gane nka se dumele gare a ke tsebe gore ditrata tsela ke mabitso a tsona mara ne ke le mo stratese.
I will not confirm, neither will I dispute it, because I do not know the names of the streets in that area, my lord.
Uma uthi ke ngokwalo mbiko ke we-AVL ithi ngangihambe eduze kwayo i-Collins Street ngangahambi kuyona, angeke ngikuvume, angeke ngiphikiseke lokho ngoba lezi ay'dathu zalaphayana angizazi.
And I'm not also guessing the streets. They reflect on that AVL.
Le bona ba re ga se gore ba no naganela gore mebila e nngwe e be e efeng, šiwe e a tswelela go AVL.
Nnete?
That is correct.
Qiniseke ukuthi uma uthi ke awuyiqageli iy'trato lezi ibhaliwe ke khona AVL.
As you are driving on Grey Avenue, you cannot turn to Collins Street because there's no, in order for you to join Collins Street, you must use the other street around.
Ba re ge ntse le kgweetša mo Grey Avenue, ga go kgonagale gore le ka thinya le tsene go Collins. Ge le nyaka go tsena go Collins, e tla nyaka gore le berekiše mmila o mongwe.
A ke tsebe nka fetola bjang ka re tsela ke ditšong Collins or mmila o mongwe kwa kae a ke tsebe.
I do not know how to respond to that question, as I do not know the names of the streets around that area.
Ukuthi ngizophendula kanjani ke leyo mbuzo uthi uma useGrey angeke ungeneke ngeCollins kufanele uyosebenzisa esinye ke istrato, ukuthi ngizophendula kanjani leyo mbuzo angazi ngoba angizazi itrato leziya.
With the leave of the court, my lord, I'm familiar with that place. I will actually, when I'm asking questions relating to the knowledge of the place reflecting on the AVL, what I'll put to the witness, maybe he may contest it, but that will come from the knowledge I have of that particular area, if there's the court so permit me to.
Yes, Mr. Baloyi.
I think it would assist, my lord, if perhaps the streets could be beamed so that everyone can see them and not only...
No, but that's not a topographical image of the streets, is that not so?
Yes.
Why don't you guys get a Google map?
That's it.
And you live in such a... There's a Google map, boom. It will show you all the streets.
Yes.
And then there's no argument about
Gore e re o baneng ba sa khumane mme o batle ba kgone gore ba bontshe gore mmila o re bolelang ka ona sho gore kgoro e se ka tla ya khumana dikarabo tse e leng gore le ntse le difa tja gore ga ke di tsebe ditsela tse.
And Mr. Mgomezi, you know the law.
Yes, my lord.
Unless this court says it knows the area and it can take judicial notice, you can say that.
I can't say that.
That's it,
That's
yeah.
the reason why I had to ask for the leave.
Right. So what are we going to do? Are we going to get a Google map or what are we going to do?
Stand down the method, then we get the
Yeah.
map.
So we stand down. You let me know when you're ready. Court stands down.
there. The engine garage is there.
And Collins?
Collins is there. In fact, Collins intersects with
Gray.
Avenue.
With Gray.
Yes. But my land friend said he's prepared to withdraw that you can't really join Collins Street from Gray.
He says he knows the area. I know the area too. There's a gym there, you know that? Yes. Look, but the point of the matter is, this device, when it's on a particular street, I mean the motor vehicle is on a particular street, it records that street. Is that not so? So if it was on Collins Street, I hear you saying you have to join Collins on another way. But if it ever traveled on Collins Street, should it record? It records that, as far as I can see.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, let's continue then.
Let's continue. Mr. Mukhan. Let's look at 1852. Okay, it's 1853.
1853.
It reflects Mali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
E bontsha Mali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
So in 1853.
Witness is still looking for it.
Mission off, yes.
Page 31.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we are on page 31, my lord.
So, from 1853, when you were at Mali Street, Fairwood Park in Albertine, so you start up the motor vehicle. Did you switch off the engine of the motor vehicle at Mali Street?
Ge benje le gona mola mo Mali Street go tlogelleng nako ela ya 1853 lile la tima koloina ge benje le mo Mali Street. Yes, I did switch it off.
Lana ke ngo-1853 itshengisa ukuthi ke usemali street eFairwood Park eAlbertine yabonisa ukuthi imoto iyadunyiswa ke ingaba ngalo ya 1853 la eMali Street imoto wayicisha yini? Yebo, ngayicisha imoto.
All right. Between 1853 and 1915, you start up the motor vehicle again at Mali Street.
Magareng ga 1853 le 1915 gona mola Mali Street le timile koloi la be la idumisha gape. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniswa ukuthi phakathi kwakhe u1853 naye u1915 imoto yadumiswa futhi ke khona eMali Street emuva kokuthi yayiseyicishiwe khona eMali Street.
In between these two times, 1853 and 1952, it gives me 22 minutes.
Bona ba re ge ba lebella nako e we go tlogelle 1853 go ya go 1915 e ba ne ya metsotso e masome a babedi pedi. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniswa ke ukuthi ke ukusuka kuyena ke u1853 kuyoshaya ke u1915 ukuthi lokho kunikeza ke imizuzu ewu22.
All right. From 1915 to 1920, after you have started the motor vehicle, then you drove to Collins Street.
Go tlogella ka 1915 lile la tswela pele la kgwetsa go fitlhelle 1920 le ya mo Collins Street. That's how it reflects.
Sitshengisa kanjalo ke nalana ke ukuthi ngaye u1915 u1920 ke sahamba ke kuyona eCollins Street.
According to your observation, between Mali and Collins, are these two streets parallel to each other?
Go ya ka pono ya lena mebila e lebane na Mali le Collins.
nka se fetolo ka re a ke bone a ke tseo ke tla le bana re a ke nka se kgone go e fetola.
I will not be able to respond to that as I do not see the roads. I will not be able to know whether are they parallel or not.
ukuthi ke isimo ke phakathi kwale migwaqo emibili ke imali kanti nayo iCollins ukuma kwazi ukuthi nime kanjani angiyiboni ke lana phambi kwami azikho phambi kwami angeke ke ngikhona ukuthi ngikuphendule lo mbuzo.
Then when we further look at 1925, the car was idling.
Re re tswela pele re ya fase re bona gore ka 1925 koloi bentse e duma
At Mali Street.
mo mmileng ola wa Mali.
To see that, to dispute it.
Yes.
Yes,
Re bona.
I can see it.
Do you agree or disagree?
Le a dumela go ba ga le dumela.
Ke dumela re be idle.
I agree that it was idling.
Remember, sorry.
Ngiyavuma ke ngiyabona ukuthi ke imoto lena ke yayidla ke.
And furthermore, at 1930, the motor vehicle is still idling.
Ka 1930 e bontsha gore koloi e sa duma.
Ke nnete.
That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ke nokuthi yatshengisa ukuthi ngaye u1930 imoto yayisaduma ke.
All right. The version of accused number 2 is that the first time he was assaulted, he was next to a garage, an engine garage.
Molatofatwa wa
But he
bobedi
wasn't precisely sure about the name of the garage, but he could see the garage from where he was assaulted.
molatofatwa wa bobedi o re yena la mathomo ge ne a bethwa o be a le kgauswi le garage le ge e le gore ga a sa gopola leina la gona eupia o be a kgona go bona garage.
Theleditse.
I am listening.
Umsolo wesibili ke uthi la aqala khona ukushaywa kwakuseduze ke negarage akalikhumbuli ke igama layo kodwa wabona ukuthi kune garage la ashaywa khona umfakazi uthi ngilalele.
And it is his version that it was an open area because he was not assaulted inside the garage. It was opposite an open area.
Gape yena o re tulo ye o be le tulo ye bulegileng gauswi le yona garage ye we a se a bethelwe mo gare mo garageng mola mo go tshelwang gona eupia o re gauswi le garage.
Theleditse.
I am listening.
Ngilalele ke uma uthi ke la ashayelwa khona ke wayengashayelwa khona ke egarage leyo kodwa ke indawo nje evulekile eseduze nayo igarage leyo.
And where he was assaulted, at the place which is opposite the garage, they are separated by that Grey Avenue.
O re gape mo a bethilweng gona tulo yeo e mo gauswi le garage yeo e fapantshitswe ke yona tsela ela ya grey.
Sa theleditse.
I am still listening.
Ngisalalele ke uma uthi ke la ashayelwa khona ke kuleyo ndawo ke evulekile ihlukaniswa ke yona.
Be given time at least to calculate the minutes in which, according to the version of the accused, reflecting from the time in which they stood.
So.
I would add 22 minutes. It's 25, 27, 32. Approximately 37 minutes.
O re e ka tswa e tsere metsotso ye 37.
Theleditse.
I am listening.
Uma uthi ke lonke konke ke lokho noma kwathatha ke imizuzu ke ewu37 ngisalalele.
And according to his version, that's when he said, when you parked at that place with Sergeant Mabena, that's when Jonathan joined you. After Jonathan, it was Mapumulo in company of Constable Buthelezi with a hard body, a white Nissan hard body.
Or kana ko we le na le le Mabena ke mo ile gore Jonathan o ile a fihla a sepela le Maphumulo
la-ke noma engichazela-ke umsolo wesibili ukuthi yila khona-ke wasefika uJonathan emuva kwalokho-ke bafika yena-ke uMaphumulo kanye naye-ke uButhelezi ehamba ngemoto-ke eyi-hard body.
From 1930 up to 1935. That's when there was a movement. Here it reflects that the vehicle had an excess idle, but near Fraser Street, Albemarle, Germiston.
Ba re ge go tlogella ka 1930 go e bontsha gore ke excess idling mo mmileng ola wa Fraser mo Alberton.
Ke nnete
1930 to 1935 shows that it was idling.
Okay. Lana
With me that the car was moved from Mali Fairwood Park in Alberton to Fraser Street in Albemarle, Germiston.
Le tlo dumellana le yena ge gore ke nnete gore koloi e tlošitšwe mo mmileng ola wa Mali mo Fairwood Park Alberton e išwa go mmila ola wa Fraser mo Albemarle, Germiston.
ye ka ge e bontšha AVL.
Yes, as the AVL reflects,
kuzovuma-ke ukuthi lana-ke imoto yasuka-ke khona la eMarley Street eFairwood Park eAlberton yase iya-ke eFraser Street Albemarle, Germiston. Nanjengoba-ke itshengisa-ke yona i-AVL
ka
Ignition off near Collins Street, Fairwood Park, Alberton.
ka 1942 nako ke mo ileng gore le ile la boela mmileng ola wa Collins, Fairwood Park, Alberton ke ge koloi e timiwa.
Nnete.
That is correct.
kuyiqiniswa-ke ukuthi kubhaliwe la ngo-1942 imoto yacishwa-ke yase buyela khona-ke eCollins Street eFairwood Park Alberton.
Okay. 17 minutes past 8, we start up the motor vehicle at Collins, Fairwood Park.
Metsotso
Alberton.
ye lesome šupa ka moraga iri ya seswai ke mo ileng gore mola mmileng wa Collins, Fairwood Park, Alberton lena le ile la dumisha koloi gape.
Nnete.
That is correct.
2017 imoto iyadunyiswa futhi-ke khona-ke eCollins Street Fairwood Park Alberton kuyiqiniswa.
Nnete.
I confirm.
At 22 minutes past 8, the car was driving from Marley Street, and there was an excess idle, but the car was driving at Marley Street.
Ka metsotso ye masomepedipedi ka moraga iri ya seswai thapama koloi e be e kgwetša mola mo Marley Street go be go ile gwa ba le gore e be le excess idle.
Nnete.
That is correct.
kuyiqiniswa ukuthi ngayo u-2022 ukuthi imoto yayihamba-ke eMarley khona-ke nalapha kubhalwe khona-ke excess idle okusho ukuthi yayiduma-ke khona-ke eMarley. Yebo ufakazi uyaqinisekisa lokho.
So further at 2023, the motor vehicle's ignition at Marley Street was off.
Motsotso ka moraga mo be nako e le metsotso ye masomepedi tharo ka moraga iri ya seswai thapama mola Marley Street koloi ile ya timiwa.
Nnete.
That is correct.
kuyiqiniswa-ke kubhaliwe-ke lana ukuthi ngo-2023 yase icishwa-ke imoto khona-ke eMarley Street Fairwood Park Alberton.
At 25 was start up.
Mali koloi ile ya dumishwa ga
imoto yase idunyiswa futhi-ke khona eMarley Street Fairwood Park Alberton.
At 8:30, driving the said motor vehicle at Marley Street, Fairwood Park, Alberton. It reflects excess idle at Marley Street. Do you agree?
metsotso ye masometharo ka moraga iri ya seswai ke ge ile gore koloi yewe ya kgwetšwa gona mola
kuqiniswa-ke ukuthi ngayo u-2030 imoto-ke iyahamba khona eMarley Street Fairwood Park Alberton iphinde itshengise futhi-ke imoto ukuthi iyaduma u-excess idle khona.
I was still there idling excessively at Mali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
go tlogella metsotso e masometharo ka moraga iri ya seswai koloi e bentse le gona mola Mali Street e dira ntho e leng gore ngwetswe access idle go fitlheleleng metsotso e masometharo ka moraga iri ya senyane gona mo
ikhona lapho eMali Street.
The car was still there.
metsotso ya lesome ka pele ga iri ya lesome bošigo koloi e be santse le gona mowe Mali Street.
Nnete?
That is correct.
Ngayo ke imizuzu eyishumi ngaphambi kwayo ke ngaphambi kwalo ihora leshumi ke ntambama imoto yayisekhona lapho eMali Street. Yebo kunjalo.
Until 10:05.
Go fitlhelela metsotso e metlhano ka moraga iri ya lesome.
Ke nnete?
That is correct.
Kwaze kwashaya ke 10:05 kuyiqiniso.
At 10:10, access idle.
Bo ya lesome ke mo e leng gore koloi e be setse e le mo mmileng ela wa Fraser mo Albemarle Germiston.
Ke nnete?
That is correct.
Nokuthi ke ngaye u10 Harley Germiston.
Will you then confirm that there was a movement of that motor vehicle from Mali Street to Albemarle, to Fraser Street, Albemarle in Germiston?
Le dumellana le ena na gore go ile koloi e we ile ya shuthishiwa go tloga mo mmileng ola wa Mali go ya mo Fraser.
Ke nnete?
That is correct.
Uyiqiniso ngizovuma ke ukuthi imoto yase ihamba ke ukusuka ke eMali Street khona ke eFairwood Park eAlbertine yaya kwistrata iFraser.
At 10:15, access idle back to Mali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
Metsotso ye lesometlhano ka moraga iri ya lesome ke mo e leng gore ile ya boela ka kwa ga Mali Street.
Ke nnete?
That is correct.
Nokuthi ke ngaye ke u10:15 imoto ke iyaduma ke ukuthi ke ibuyela khona ke eMali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
10:18, ignition off at Fairwood Park.
Metsotso ya lesome seswai ka moraga iri ya lesome koloi ya timiwa gona mo Mali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
Ke nnete?
That is correct.
Uyiqiniso ke nokuthi ke ngayo ke u22:18 umizuzu ke u18 ngamuva ke ko10 ebusuku yase icishwa ke imoto eMali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
At 22:52, the car was start up again at Mali Street, Fairwood Park, Albertine.
Metsotso ye seswai ka pele ga iri ya lesome tere
Mali Street, and it reflects an access idle and later ignition off.
metsotso ye mebedi ka pele ga iri ya lesome tere e bontšha gore koloi e be e kgweetša gona mola Mali Street ya bontšha gape le access idling ga e fetša ya timiwa.
Maybe for the sake of the record, Council keeps on saying at this particular street,
What's
at
that?
Mali Street. Council keeps on saying the car was at a particular point, but the information is near that particular street, not at that particular street.
Beg your pardon, my lord. I'll put it as it reflects. I just missed the word near Mali Street.
Mali ka mokgwa e tswelelang ka go.
Teleditse?
I am listening.
Ngilaleleke umshushisi-ke uthi-ke uqala nje ummeli ukuthi-ke ayibekeke ngale ndlela ebhalwe ngayo lana ngoba ummeli uthi kwistrata esithize kodwa lana kubhalwe ukuthi eduze nestrata esithize.
At 11:05 at night, there was a startup of a motor vehicle, Mali Street.
Ere ke mo e leng gore koloi ile ya dumishiwa gape kgauswi le mmila wola wa Mali.
Nnete?
That is correct.
Uyiqiniso-ke ukuthi-ke imihlanu imizuzu-ke libumbene la11-ke ntambama ihora imoto idunyisiwe futhi-ke eduze nestrada iMali khona eFairwood Park eAlbertine.
At 11:10 at near Mali Street, there was an excess idle.
metsotso e lesome ka moraga iri ya lesometere gona mola kgauswi le mmila wa Mali koloi ile ya duma gape. That is correct.
Nokuthi ke ishumi ke imizuzu kumbeneke elashumi nanye ke ntambama imoto idunyiswa futhi ke khona eduze naseMali eFairwood Park eAlbertine.
11:15 Mali Street excess idle.
metsotso ya lesometlhano ka moraga iri ya lesometere bošigo ke ge e le gore koloi gape e tswela pele ya duma gona mokgauswi le mmila ola wa Mali. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso kubhaliwe ke lana ngo-23:15 ukuthi imoto iyaduma ke khona ke eduze nestrada eMali khona eFairwood Park eAlbertine.
Same applies to 20:11 and 25:11.
Le ka metsotso ye masomepedi ka mora iri ya lesometere le metsotso ye masomepeditlhano ka moraga iri ya lesome koloi bentse e duma gona mmileng ola wa Mali. That is correct, my lord.
Kanjalo ke ngo-20:11 kanye no-25:11 isaduma ke imoto khona lapho eduze neMali Street.
11:07 the ignition off.
metsotso ye masomepedi šupa ka moraga iri ya lesometere ke ge koloi e timiwa. That is correct.
Nokuthi ke ngayo ke imizuzu ewu-27 emuva ke ko-11 imoto ke iyacishwa.
12 midnight start up the motor vehicle.
metsotso ye
Mali Street.
ye lesome nne ka mora bošigo gare ke ge e le gore gona mo mmileng ola wa Mali koloi ya dumišwa gape. That is correct.
Imizuzu ewu-14 ke kumbeneke elashumi nambili ihora imoto iyadunyiswa futhi eduze naso istrada eMali eFairwood Park.
At 12 midnight excess idle near Mali Street.
metsotso ye lesome senyane ka moraga bošigo gare ke ge e le gore koloi ya duma gape gona kgauswi le mmila ola wa Mali mo Fairwood Park ka di 19 ja June 2020.
19 June. I said, oh sorry. Hey. Sorry, process.
Le a dumela go ba ga le dumele. Yes, I can confirm as it was now on the next day, my lord.
Ngiyavuma ke ukuthi ngayo ke lemizuzu ke ewu-19 emuva ke wakhe u-12 ke ukuthi imoto ke manje ke isiyahamba ke chazwa ke nedate ke yazo i-19 lezo zika June ke ngawo-2020 nanjengoba kwakuse elinye ke ilanga manje.
At 12 the car is driving near Mali. Is it driving? It reflects driving Mali Street. Near Mali Street.
metsotso ye masomepedi tharo ka moraga bošigo gare koloi e bontšha e le gore ya kgwetša gona kgauswi le Mali Street Fairwood Park Albert. That is correct.
Nokuthi ke ngayo ke u-23 imizuzu ewu-23 emuva kwakhe ke u-12 imoto isiyahamba ke khona eduze naseMali Street.
I wish you to please to note this one before I proceed.
Bare ba kgopela gore lena le ele tlhoko ye ka pela ga gore ba tswele pele.
At all these times, Mali, Collins Street, Fraser Street, movement from Alba Mali, Jimiston to Fairwood Park, Albertine. At all these times that have placed before this honorable court's record, where is the escort?
Bare ka dinako tše ka moka tše ntše ba di bolela magareng ga mmila ola wa Mali, Collins le Fraser le le mola Fairwood Park le Albemarle, Jamestown. batho bale ba be bentse ba le thusha ba le lateletse bona ba be ba le kae? They were present.
Kumele ufisa ukwazike ukuthi ngazo zonke le inkathi ayifundile ayichazile lana le ndawo ezahlukileke abo Mali, abo Fraser, abo Collins, zonke nje le ndawo ezifundiwe lana ukuthi laba ababeniphelezela ke phecelezi ke escort babe kuphi bona ke bendile ukuthi babe khona.
If those you said they were present, do you mean Jonathan, Buthelezi, Maphumulo, the late Mabena, and yourself, including accused number 2?
Le ra gore le bolela ka Jonathan o be a le gona, Buthelezi o be a le gona, Maphumulo o be a le gona, le mohu a moya wa go tswele pele go robala ka khutso Mabena le ena o be a le gona le molatofatšwa a ntse a le gona. That is correct, I confirm, my lord.
Mangisho ke ukuthi babe khona ke ngisho ke yena ke uJonathan uMabena ongase usewashona ke uThelezi uMaphumulo mina ke kanye futhi naye ke umsolo.
And at that time,
I'm sorry, my lord, as the court pleases. It appears that counsel and the witness might be at purposes, my lord, at cross purposes, because the counsel is talking about the time when they were coming from Carltonville, going back to Pretoria, and it appears that the witness now thinks that is referring to
Collins Street and Fraser Street. I did not mention anything about Moroka, that is AVL. The witness has confirmed that they were escorted by the persons that
Na iring re ba re na kwela le bentse le mo Mali le Collins ba bangwe ga senke ba bolele ka Moroka ga senke ba bolele ka Pitori ba bolela ka na kwela le bentse le mo Gauswe le Milaola wa Mali. They came and found us there. They did not come with us from Carltonville, as they were not there in Carltonville.
Laba ke ekhulunywa ngabo ke laba ebabuyibona ke ababesiphelezela ke phecelezi ababeseskhotha ke ukuthi bona ke basithola kuzona le ndawo lezi ezishiwo ezichaziwe ke lana umeli abo ma Fraser, abo ma Mali, abo ma Collins khona lapho abezanga nathi ke noma abahambanga nathi ukusuka eCarltonville babengekho bona eCarltonville.
Thank you. That is consistent with the version of accused number 2 when he said later on joined by Maphumulo and Buthelezi. That is consistent with the testimony that you just confirmed in court. Is that so, sir?
Baresel se bolela se a tshwana le se se bolelwang ke molatofatšwa gore yena re ne le motulong ela ke mo ileng gore Jonathan Buthelezi le Mapholobo ba ile ba fihla ba re di a tshwana le tše di boletsweng ke yena ke nnete na. That is correct.
Lokho okushoyo ke uyahambisana ke nalokho okushiwo uyena ke umsolo wesibili ukuthi yebo ke ila khona ke uJonathan uButhelezi noMaphumulo bafika khona ke uthi yebo uqiniso lokho.
And what is further confirming the version of accused number 2 is that there was a garage, there was a petrol station or a filling station. That is consistent with the version of accused number 2. Do you agree?
Barantwe mo gape le gore isibishana le dilo tše le gore molatofatšwa wa bobedi o ba boditše tsona ke gore that is correct, there is a engine garage where we were.
Futhi ke lokho kuphinde garage ke engine la esasikhona.
From that time up to the time when 0023 dispute now. Do you agree?
Bare dilo tše ka moka tše be ba di boletše ka pele ga gore ba botše potšišo bare lena le a di dumela gore molatofatšwa le be lena le ena koloi bo Jonathan ba le fitlhetše mola selo se se tige se e leng gore lena le fapana le sona ke se sa gore molatofatšwa o bethilwe ke nnete gore lena le fapana le seo.
ya go betha ona a ke dumele ke a gana.
I disagree that the accused was assaulted, my lord.
Kukona konke ke ngichazile kona ke lokhu engikushoyo kuwena ukuthi ke bafika ukuthi umsola naye uyakusho ke nanise garage bafika oJonathan abo maphumulo abo Buthelezi lokho uyavumelana nabo. Into ongavumelani nayo ukuthi umsola washaya eyokuthi washaywa ke yona ke cha ngiyayiphikisa.
So those hours, minutes, seconds that were spent at that particular place, what were you actually doing?
Biale, nako yewe di iri metsotswana elena lebe li duty tulong yewe lebe li diraini
With those officers?
le maphodisa auwe. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to explain.
Manje ke lesisikhathi ke lamahora lamaninjana futhi
Yes.
Lo gopola mosegare o na le mo re emeng sa sol garage ke re ke checka mabili aka re sa ya kwa Carltonville lo gopola ke lo boditse bjalo.
Sorry, my lord.
If you would remember.
Sorry, my lord, to interject. May I confine this witness specifically at Fairwood Park, Carltonville, Western Area, and so forth? My main concern, the explanation that I'm expecting from you, is about your presence in Albamali, your presence in Fairwood Park, and what were you doing at that particular spot?
Mr. Gomezulu, let the witness explain. He actually thanks you. He says, thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain.
Yeah.
Have you heard people telling stories? Long ago, there was an old man with 6 teeth and a long beard.
Yes.
And Mr. Mnisi will say, in the past, there was this gentleman who told stories. So let's hear what he wants to say.
Biale re khoro e re le ka tswela pele le tlhaloshe le ge ile gore ntate Mngomezulu o be a sanya ke gore le tlhaloshe o ba nya ka gore le bolele fela ka tsela tša mmadi fela khoro e re le fenako lena le re botse nnonwane ya lena.
Ka ge tšetše ke boletse ke rile nako re sa ya Carltonville ke tsene garage ka checka mabili aka.
As I have explained,
nako re sa ka bo 1988.
As I've explained that in the morning, whilst we were still driving to Carltonville, I went into a wheel.
Ke mangiphuma ke khona eCarltonville ukuthi sengizohamba ke ngangena ke kule garage ke la engangiyobheka khona ke isimo ke samasondo emoto engihamba ngayo.
Ge re boa re feta the Glen Mall mo ka re ke Komaro somewhere there.
Now, as we were coming back, passing the Glen Mall at or near Komaro,
Uma sesibuya ke sindlula ke lana ke kunenqanqathela izitolo khona ke The Glen abayibiza ngokuthi ke kuse The Glen Komaro noma eduze kwase Komaro.
Umeka ba boleye ga re ya shikinyega mabile gape.
I felt that the motor vehicle was now not balanced on its tires.
Ngase ngizwa ke ukuthi ke ayikho ke ibalance kwimoto ke kuma sondo ayo.
Omega sepela eketse ke tlo joina N3 ke tlogela Bloemfontein tlogela Emalahleni.
I proceeded, and when I joined the N3, leaving the Emalahleni route,
Mase ngihlangana ke nayo N3 ngishiya ke lena ke eya Emalahleni.
Ka kwa inkhamushi mo mabiling.
I felt that there was a smell of some smoke.
Ngezwa ke ukuthi kwakunale uphunga ke le smoke ke eliphuma kuona ke amasondo.
Bilo ka re I fela ke mali.
And the vehicle was now losing its power.
Nokuthi ke manje ke aseyaphela ke manje ukuthi imoto leni ukuthi amandla khona kuyona imoto.
Omega rapeleja ke fitla mo off ramp ya Fairwoods ya ke ka so ke fenya o tsena ka garage ya engine gona mo Albertine.
I forced the vehicle to proceed, and when we got to an off-ramp, which I cannot recall which one is it, as we were now entering, whether is it Fairfour Park in Alberton.
Kodwa ke imoto lena ngase ngiphoqa ukuthi ke iqhubekeke noma ke iye phambili ke sayofica ke kunale off ramp ke engasayikhumbuli kahle ke noma kuse Fairfour yini khona Alberton.
Uma ke kufonela brigadier Ginda ke brigadier ole mpha bathathanyana ba ke tlotsena mo garage engine ya gausu mo.
That's when I contacted Brigadier Gininda, informing the brigadier that the vehicle was now giving me problems. However, I will go into the engine filling station.
Ngase ke ngixhumana naye ke ubrigadier uGininda ngimtshela ke ukuthi imoto lena ingipha inkinga ke kodwa ke ngizongena kule garage ke engibonayo noma kule garage ke yakwa engine.
Uma le phoneleng bo Jonathan le bo Therese ba tle ba le shireletse le memo.
That they will come and cover us up as we are standing at that place.
Mase engazisa noma engitshela ke ukuthi ase ngixhumana ke noma ngishayele ucingo ke laba abashiwo ke abo Jonathan abo Buthelezi ke ukuthi bayeze babe khona ke bazosilekelela ke nanjengoma simile kuleyo ndawo.
Uma ma sergeant le sergeant Mabena wila ba phonela.
And even Sergeant Mabena contacted them.
Kanti naye ke uSergeant Mabena waxhumana nabo noma wabashayela ucingo.
Na ekitsena mo garage ka yema.
And when I went into the garage, I stopped
Engine garage.
at the engine garage.
Masengena khona ke garage lapho ko engine garage ngema khona.
Uma kole ekitshwa ke level la ka mo be itshwa mushi mo di braking tsa mo pele.
When I alighted the vehicle and looked around the vehicle, there was some smoke that was coming from the front brakes.
Nokuthi ke uma sengiphuma kuyona ke imoto lena uma ngibheka ke kuma brakes angaphambili ke kuthiwa kune smoke lesasiphuma khona lapho ke.
Kabona incha light ya oil mo dashboard ngape.
And on the dashboard, it reflected a oil light.
Noma ubheka ke lana ke ku dashboard ubona ke ukuthi ke ibontsha ikhombisa ke ilight noma isibane ke se oil.
Uma ba fitla bo Jonathan ka re ka se yemi mo garage bushiwo re sa shirele ga re se prala motshwariwa.
And indeed, Jonathan and his crew arrived as we could not be at the garage on our own without any backup, as we were in a company of an accused person.
Ngempela uJonathan kanye nabanye ke bafika ke khona lapho nanjengokuthi ke sasingeke ke simeke egarage ebusuku ke futhi ke sihamba nomsolo noma ke umangalelo.
Ena gape le Toyota Fortuner ya utsiwa kudu.
And again, that type of a motor vehicle, a Toyota Fortuner, it's one of the vehicles that is targeted for car hijacking or car theft.
Futhi ke leyo moto ke esasihamba ngayo kuyi Toyota Fortuner ke imoto ke ephuma kabi ke ebhekwe ke amehlo abayifunayo ngokuthi ke uma bethatha imoto noma ke hijacking.
Uma fitla mo ka unche bona ki tima ke lighter. Koloi.
And as you saw that I was igniting it and stopping it,
nanjengoba ubona ke ngokwalombhalo ke noma ngokwalombiko ke ngokwandlela ke ubunguza ngayo ukuthi imoto ibihamba ime ngidumisa ngiphinde ngicishe futhi
Kele ke bula bonnet ya ka lo oil ya ka efase.
when I opened the bonnet, I found that my oil was low.
Uma sengiyovula ke ngaphambili ke lokubizwa ngokuthi ke ibonnet ke ngathola ke ukuthi ke ioil yami ke isenzansi.
Uma ka re ke sepula ka yona mo koling ma ka charge.
As I had oil at all the times in the vehicle,
Ile ka change ka mo engine.
I filled up the engine with oil.
Nanjengoba ngazo zonke ke izinkathi ioil ke yayihlezi ikhona ke emotweni ngase ngithela ke kuyona iengine.
Uma ka starter gape.
I ignited the vehicle again.
Ngase ngidumisa futhi imoto.
Uma ka ke isipilisa kanyane ke lo re be ma tire tsele be se ditile di sa nya go sepela botse.
And I tried driving the vehicle a bit, but the wheels were already stiff. They could not move back and forth.
Ngathi ke ngiyayihambisa nje kancane ke kodwa kwatholakala ke ukuthi ke amasondo ke manje aye ngavumi ke ukuthi ke aye phambili nasemuva.
Ke go bona nkitimile sebakanyana gore e fole.
That is where you see that I had switched it off for quite some time for it to cool off.
Ingakho ke ubona ke ngokwalombiko ke ukuthi kulana kunala khona ke engayicisha ke isikhathi ukuthi ke ithi ke ukwehla.
Ditrata tse bolela ka tsona ke tshepa gore ke tsa mo around garage a di gole le garage e mo gareng ga ditrata tse tharo e go pola botse.
And the streets that you are referring to, they could be around where the garage is situated, because that filling station, if I am not mistaken, it is between 3 streets.
Futhi ke le trata ongibuze ngazo ke zokhulula ke ummeli ubuze ngaboma Mali ubuze ngaboma Fraser ngaboma Collins ukuthi lezo itrata lezo ke azikho kude nendawo nala igarage ikhona ke uma ngikhumbula kahle noma uma ngenzi ifutha ke igarage ke ngathi nje ngabe kweyitrata eziwu3.
Alwale wo shitele bo shiro ara khona lo ka hwetsa thusho ya di mechanic ba rena ba sepodisa.
And as it was already at night, we were unable to get assistance from our mechanics from the police division.
Nanje ngoba kwakusebusuku ke sasingekho kwisimo ke sokuthi sasingathola ke uncedo noma usizo bona ke abo mechanic basemaphoyiseni.
So re le mo actually ke bo Jonathan or ke bo Telezi ba fonela mechanic wa Mathula charging.
Therefore, whilst we were still there, I'm not sure whether it was Jonathan or Butelezi who called a mechanic who was working independently.
Ngaleso sikhathi sise lapho ke ngisakhumbula uButelezi uJonathan owafonela ke umechanic oyisebenzelayo.
Sala atla gole unyako bleediwa kutshwantshwe moya iheme.
And that mechanic came and he diagnosed the vehicle and said that vehicle needs to be bleeded as there is some air that needs to be removed from the brakes.
Wafika ngempela ke wafika ke wayidiagnose ke noma wayibheka ke washo ke ukuthi kwakunomoya ke kwakumele ukuthi ke ukhishwe kuma brakes.
Uyibone ayidlana kwetele leso. Eka kana borisanya go bona rena e tla khona go sepela or bianga ya aitla gore a gore mechanic le aitlena kwetele nyana. So then remove around the go wanna remove around the strategy.
Now as you see the vehicle idling for some time, it was when we were trying to move it around to see if it would be able to move further. And even as we were driving around those streets, the streets are nearby each other. That is where we were trying to see if the vehicle will be able to proceed.
Na njengoba ke ubona ke ngokwawo umbiko lona ke kunesikhathi la khona ke imoto iduma isikhathi ke eside ila khona ke ayithi ke umechanic ke ayibheke khona ke isimo sayo imoto futhi ke sihamba kuzona lezi itrata leziyana ke oyichazile ke oyifundile khona lana ngoba lezi itrata iyitrato eyisondelene kwakubhekwa khona lokho ke ukuthi imoto manje ikusiphi isimo.
And whilst we were still there, we bought food and ate.
Sisekhona lapho ke ila ekwathengwa khona ke ukudla sasesidla.
We did not forget Mr. Ntanzi as we ate. He also ate with us.
Azange simkhohlweke ukaNtanzi ngaleso sikhathi ke naye ke ayikhaphela wadla nathi.
Well,
when he says he was assaulted, I do not know. Maybe he can explain it to the court on where was he assaulted and when was he assaulted, as I did not see him being assaulted, my lord.
Manje ke uma ethi ke bambamba bamiyeka ke engizofisa ukuthi ke ayichazeleke lenkantolo ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani kwenzeka kuphi mina ngingazange ngikubone lokho.
Sorry, I don't want to repeat evidence, but as I'm listening, is the sergeant saying he would be happy. He's not supposed to ask questions, by the way. But his evidence is how, when, and how. Just
Lena-
will just. Are you with me?
I'm with you, my
Because they just mention when and where. They don't mention how. Who doesn't mention how is the interpreter. Am I right, sir?
I'm getting lost now.
Bammetile Juang Kai Wabon go Kai Le Juang. The interpreter just left out how Juang.
As the court pleases,
I
ma'am.
mean, if you insist, you did say that you can play the record.
Go jwalo nkere gore go na le karolo e leng gore nna ke e shile.
I can't move my lord.
Hey, I didn't play the hand.
I did not hear it properly, my lord. However, as an interpreter myself, as the court says, I pleased as it pleased the court, my lord.
Uthi ke umbuzo uthi ke noma ushilo kufakaza ukuthi uma ukuthi ke umntanzi uthi bamshaya kuphi nendawo bamshaya kanjani bamshaya ngasiphi isikhathi.
Okay, yeah, fine.
Are you done?
Le fedije go tlhalosa.
Gomme ka le lebeletseng tse tima e tshuma gape wa mphobere sa ilukisha gore re be re gone go sepela ka yona go itlhalega le gore e ba maemong a o kaone.
And as you saw that it was switching on and off, and we were trying to that is the time when we were trying to fix it to see if we will be able to drive with that vehicle until it got into a better state.
Nanje ngoba ubona ke lana ngoba ngibikwa ukuthi imoto yayicishwa ke indunyiswe ke imoto idlexe bayisi.
From the inception of your examination as about overspeeding, you told the court that the car was from service, it had power.
Le sa gopola re ne motšhotšhisi a le botšiša ka nako e la ge be le tshetše lebelo gore lena le ile la re koloi e be e tšwa servicing gape e be e na le maatla. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ngishilo ke uma ngishushiswe ngibuza ke ngathi ke ethi ke kubhaliwe la ukuthi ngayiqa isivinini ukuthi ke ngikhulu ngishilo ukuthi imoto yayibuya kwi-service inamandla.
From Protea, sorry man, why do I like Protea? From Pretoria North to Carltonville, you never encountered such a problem. Do you agree?
Tlogeleng Pretoria North o fitlhella Carltonville ga se nke la ba le bothata bouwe.
Ge le gopola botse ke le re eme sa solo garage ke checka mabili ya tsona le nkwele na.
If you recall, I do not know if you heard me when I said we stopped at Sasol garage as I was checking my wheels.
Angazi ke uyaqhubeka kumele athi ke ukusuka ke ePretoria North ufika ke Carltonville imoto lena ke inkinga enjalo ayikaze ibe khona. Angazi noma ukuthi ungizwile yini uma ngisho ukuthi ke kunenkathi la ngangena khona ke eSasol ngiyobheka ke amasonto emoto.
I heard you very well, but according to what you testifying about now, that means the condition aggravated when you approach N3.
Ba re ba le kwele ga botse jwalo ka ga lena le tlhalosha gora gore seemo sewe sile sa ba sa felletša setse le gore se fetelletše ge le fihla go N3.
Nka e fetola ka mokgwa koloi swana le motho le yona e na le bolwetse.
May I respond in this way? A vehicle, it's like a person, it also has its own illnesses.
Ingabe lokhu kusho ukuthi ke manje isimo siye siba qayike sayo imoto lena uma manje isiyongena ke kuthela wayeka lo N3 angikusho noma ngichaze ngalendlela ke ukuthi imoto yafana ke nayo nomuntu nayo ke inazo inkinga zayo noma ke ungaphatheki kahle kwayo.
Alright.
O ka re wena go le mo le gono gore go lebetse yalo tate Mgomeso ba lo thoma tlhakatlhakane le gore maybe maaba no tsotso kuthenya ka gwara wa e tla khoteng tate Mgomeso ka la botlhano ka re go lwala o ka no tlhakatlhakana o ntse tsama gona.
It is possible that as you are standing here in court in a good condition and it happens that you just complicate as you were not present on Friday and your doctor had said you should come, then you just complicate whilst we are still looking at you.
Angisho ke ngichaze ngale ndlela ke kuzofana ke nawe bafungoma ezulu ngolesihlanu ke ubungekho khona lana uhambile ke wayebona udokotela wakho vumeleke athi cha ungeze mhlawumbe la emsebenzini mase kubuka thina sikubhekeke sibone ukuthi cha isimo sakho ke siyasibabucayi noma ke asibi ngcono.
And that is what happened to us with that vehicle as well.
Ilokho okwenzeka kuthina ke ngaleyo moto leyo.
Lukusha wore kole yone beri shumisha kudu ufeta kole inchiri mo
Further, that this vehicle weighs more than other cars.
Okunye futhi ofaneleke ukukhumbuleke ukuthi imoto lena esikhuluma ngayo lana iyona ke imoto esasiyisebenzisa ke kakhulu ngeyona ndlela ke ukudlula ke ezinye imoto ukuphenya ke udaba lolu oluphambi kwenkantolo noma ke ikala leli eliphambi kwenkantolo njengamanje.
So
lenwele yini
di jore se pola le metsi le cold drink gore le khone go tsena ga botsemane.
Whenever we buy food, we would also buy cold drink and water so that we would digest them properly.
Make uthenga ukudla ke make sithenga ke ukudla ke sokuthenga ke namanzi noma sikuthenge ke nephuzo idrink ke sokwazi ke ukuthi ukudla ke lokhu kwehle noma kungeze kahle.
do you remember that at that time from the first
20 where would you want August to 2020 rena le siamo sa lockdown. Yes, I do remember.
Ngiyakhumbula ke ukuthi ngazo ke e1 lezo ke zika Nhlangulana ke kuyena u2020 kuyofika ke kwi1 zapheke unqwaba kuyena u2020 ukuthi sasibhekene ke nalesiya simo ke ababesibiza ngokuthi ke iyona ilockdown.
it was level 3, I can call it level 3, but it entailed that there was a curfew where people were not expected to move, were under lockdown.
Bare re be re le go level 3 mo e leng gore go be go na le curfew gore batho ba seke ba sepela ka nako ye rileng jwalo ka ga re be re le ka fase ga lockdown.
Do you remember that?
Le sa go polase
e go gopola botse e be e se ka monka batho ba ile gore ba ka se gone go move nako e.
If I remember very well, it was not everyone that was not allowed to move.
Uthi ke ummeli umemchazela ke uma ethize aye kwenye umephendula ke uSergeant uthi kwakungathi umekhumbula kahle kwakungasibona bonke abantu ababenqatshelwa noma ababevinjiwe ukuthi bangahamba.
Let us not dwell much on this story because I can tell you now we are making this story for yourself. Tell us to an engine garage. They all denied having escorted you from engine garage, but they only escorted you to Moroka police station. This is just a total fabrication of what you're saying.
Bar tabela ya lockdown o re ska tsena kudu go yona bar botlhatsi ba lena ba Jonathan ba Buthelezi le maphodisa mang ba re ba ganne gore ga senke ba ba kgauswi le engine garage ba ganne gore ga senke ba le latela go ya ka kwa. Did you also mention Moroka police station? Bar bona ba ile le lena fela Moroka police station.
Ngifisa ke ukuthi lokho kuwena ukuthi ke asingaqali kakhulu ke kodaba ke lockdown into nje wena ke ozakhela yona leyo ke kodwa ke phakathi kwakho phakathi nokuthi ke ukusuka lapho ke bahamba nani bani escorta ukuphela bakushoyo ke ukuthi la abanisa khona ke bani escortela khona kuseMoroka.
Go gopola botse ba la go fetola go gopola botse.
If I remember very well,
la le mpushitse ka re ya Moroka le tšatši le ba la kana la lona sa kana no bolela ka lona.
You only asked me about when we were going to Moroka police station. This day that you are referring to, it is my first time that I am testifying on today.
Uma ngikhumbula kahle ke manje nimbuza ke nangibuza ke ngeMorocco ukuthi manje ke simbuze ke ngaleli langa leli ombuza ngalo ke manje ihlandla lokuqala ke lelo kwenzeka lokho.
Must I proceed?
Yes.
Yes, you may.
The evidence of the 18th of June 2020 was brought to the day of the arrest.
Ba re botlhatsi bo ba letšatši le la di 18 tša June 2020 bo hlageletše mmamotla fela bona ba re ba tla e lesa e tla re ge ba bakišana ke mo e leng gore ba tla ba e bolela gane jwale ba re e ka re re tla re tšwelela pele.
Angisho nje lokhu kuwena-ke ukuthi lo bufakazi lobu-ke balo-ke ilanga leli-ke la kwakunge-18 zakhe-ke uNhlangulana u-2020 ukuthi wawunesikhathi esiningi nje isikhathi esanele ukuthi-ke ungakhuluma ngakho kodwa-ke ukwenze namuhla lokho kodwa-ke uma sezethu
Did not ask about this day that you are referring to about today.
Uma-ke Mr. Mgomezulu wawungibuza-ke noma-ke ukaze nje lokotho-ke ukhulume-ke ngalo daba noma ngaleli langa leli ongibuza ngalo namuhla.
Thank you. I answer.
Ba re letseditše na? Yes, mo e leng gore bona ba re ba tlatla ba e lesa yeo ba tlatla ba boledišana ka yona re šetše ba tlo tswalela dipoledišano.
23 midnight. Sorry. Yes, I'm still at MM2.
Ba re ba sa le go bona botlhatsi bola ba MM2 page.
What page is that? On page 31.
No, page 31.
Do you see that?
Sa lebelela.
I am still looking for it.
Can you repeat the time, Mr. Mgomezulu?
It's 00223.
Is it 82?
0032, sorry. Here it's written 23, sorry.
Page 32.
Page 32, sorry.
Okay.
00.
Joining N3.
Ke nako e lebe le kgwetša le tsena go mmila wa N3. That is correct.
Driving.
Naye u-0023 siyahamba-ke manje noma imoto iyahamba sijoyina-ke u-N3.
Driving near Albemarle Freeway, Albemarle
Lekgwetša
Germiston.
kgauswi le Albemarle Germiston. That is correct.
Iqiniso-ke ukuthi asihamba-ke kuyona-ke noma-ke Albemarle noma eduze N3 freeway Albemarle Germiston.
Are you driving with the escort?
Lebe le sepela le ba be ba le thusha ba be ba le lateletše.
No, re arogane mo re go tšetšolo bešego re bela Pretoria.
No, we had parted ways as it was at night and we were going back to Pretoria.
Sasingahambi-ke nalabo ababesiphelezela-ke noma-ke babesi-escorta-ke ngoba-ke saye iy'ndlela zethu-ke noma zaphambana-ke ngoba-ke manje kwakusebusuku-ke sibuyela ePitori.
Before you proceed, there's something I just forget to ask you, but it's just a simple thing. Did Mr. Ntanzi, or accused number 2, have his watch on that day?
Did he have his watch?
Did he have his watch?
Jwale go ya ka melao ya lena motho e leng gore yena o golegile o swanetse molao wa dumela gore a ka ba le watch na.
Watch tshwanetse e dule ka gare ga bekana ya gona.
No, the watch is supposed to be kept in its bag.
Mehluleli yabuza ukuthi ngokwemithetho-ke khona-ke noma enayo emaphoyiseni umuntu oboshiwe uvumelekile yini ukuthi-ke alifake-ke iwashi noma-ke i-Rolex-ke cha fanele ukuthi-ke lihlaleke esikhwameni
Kwa-church office bayalokhetha bheke enyane le number usayina lo form le SAP22.
At the charge office, a watch would be kept in a small bag and he would also sign a form, and that form is SAP22.
futhi-ke khona-ke e-charge office-ke ila khona-ke abazoyifaka esikhwameni esithize leyo form noma le futhi-ke la kuzofanele kuneform ekufanele ayisayinde-ke yena ebizwa ngokuthi SAP22.
This question is not only about the watch per se. It's It's not relating to the watch. Was there any source where accused number 2 would know that at this particular time, the time was like this, was 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
ba re putšo e ga se gore ba botšiša fela ka sešupanako ba botšiša gore mohlomong e gona ntho e nngwe ye e leng gore e be e ka kgona gore molatofatšo a kgone go bona gore ka nako eke e be setše e le 12 e be setše e le 1 e be setše e le nako mang e gona ntho e nngwe e leng gore mohlomong o be a kgona go bona ka yona
ka be potšiša nna le be e le bjalo yena a nyako tseba nako o tla botšiša rena because a na watch.
Initially, maybe that is how you should have placed your question, my lord, Mr. Mgomezulu, because if he would want to know the time, he would then ask us, as he did not have a watch.
Uthi-ke kumele lo mbuzo awukho mayela nje newashi ukuthi wayeligqokile-ke kodwa-ke ingabe khona yini la khona-ke ukuthi wayezokwazi ukuthi manje isikhathi u-1 sisendaweni ethize manje isikhathi u-12 sisendaweni ethize ngabe-ke mhlawumbe ngaseqaleni-ke umbuzo lowo ubuze kanjalo uma kuwukuthi-ke kwakunesidingo sokuthi azi isikhathi lokho wayezokubuza kuthina-ka nanjengoba iwashi wayengenalo
apele mo koloing o na le mo o na go le watch ona e le gore o kgona go dutse botsa ka itlhodimela a sa re botse.
And as well, in the car, there is where there is a watch that is displayed. So if he was sitting on a proper way, he would have able to see the watch even without asking us.
Futhi-ke emotweni-ke esasihamba ngayo-ke kunala khona-ke kunesikhathi esitshengiswa khona-ke uma kuwukuthi asithi-ke wayehlezi kahle-ke noma ehlezi endaweni awayengathi aboneke wayengasibona isikhathi lapho engasibuzanga thina.
Okay. 0025. So driving N3 Germiston Elandsfontein.
Bare nako yela ya 0025 le be le kgwetša le le mo N3 freeway Elandsfontein. That is correct.
So iqiniso ukuthi ngo 0025 yahamba-ke imoto sise N3 freeway eElandsfontein.
0026 still driving Germiston Elandshaven.
Gape le 0026 le be le santse le kgwetša le le mo Germiston Elandshaven. That is correct.
Ngo 0026 sahamba-ke sikuyona-ke u-N12 eElandshaven eGermiston.
0028 you joined N12.
Basole 0028 ke ge lena le tsena mo N12. That is correct.
Nokuthi-ke ngo 0028 sasesijoyina-ke u-N12 kuyiqiniso.
You
That is
passed,
correct.
yes, you passed Glen Eagles, Winchester,
Lafeta, Glen Eagles, le Winchester,
Eraton,
le Eraton. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso-ke sandlula i-Glen Eagles, Winchester, i-Eraton.
In 10 minutes thereafter, ignition was off.
Metsotso ya lesome ka moraga mo weke mo e leng gore
At
koloi
Guys,
ile ya timiwa
at Guys Gibson,
mo
in
tulong
Eraton,
ye bitswang Guy Gibson Avenue mo Eraton. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso-ke nokuthi-ke
Le kgwetša le le mo Ben Nodie. That is correct.
nokuthi kuyiqiniso ukuthi ngo 0055 yahamba-ke imoto ihamba eBen Nodie.
0057, speed violation. The car had a problem. 0057, speed violation.
Ka nako ya 0057 e bontšha gore koloi ile ya tshela lebelo e be e santse e be e na le bothata ka nako ewe
ka ge šetse ke boletse gore e sa le ya bleediwa ka tšhela le oile e be šetse sepola monate ebile bošego after midnight engine e cooler down go cool koloi e sepola botse.
As I have explained that the vehicle was bleeded and midnight After midnight, the vehicle cools down, and that is when it is able to run smoothly.
Lana ke ummeli umtshengisa ke ukuthi ke isikhathi u0057 yatshengiswa ke ukuthi nala khona weqa isivinini. Uthi bese ngishilo ke ngaphambili ukuthi ke imoto lena yayise itholiwe ke ukuthi ke ibhekwe ibleediwe ke noma ikhishwe ke ioil noma ifakiwe futhi ioil ke uzoqaphela ke ukuthi isikhathi manje useshayile ke u12 wasebusuku ke imoto isikhulu iye yathola ukuthi ke iphola noma ikhule down ke manje iyayihambela nje kamnandi.
So you were driving at Moy Fontaine N1.
Lena lebele khwetsa mo mileng wa Moy Fountain mo N1.
AVL boncha
As the AVL reflects, yes.
Yebo ke iAVL itshengisa kanjalo ukuthi sasihamba umgwaqo ke iMoy Fontaine.
A minute to 1 o'clock, still driving towards Pretoria.
Motsotso ka pele ga iri ya pele boshigo ga re ke ge le gore lena le be le santse le khwetsa le ya Pretoria. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi ke umzuzu nje owodwa libumbaneke eloqala ihora endathabusaka ukuthi semgwaqeni ke siza ePitoli.
0146 arrived in Pretoria.
Ya re ge iri 0146.
You see that?
Le bona
Yes, Gavana.
la fitla Pretoria.
Ithi ke uma isikhathi ke sesithi 0146 niyafika ke ePitoli ngiyabona lokho.
0151 access idle Benfell Street.
Ka 0151 ke ge le gore koloi e a duma mo Benfell Street
Pretoria.
mo Pretoria.
Kimo Pretoria North SAPS.
Yes, that is Pretoria North SAPS.
Iyasho ke ukuthi ngo 0151 ke imoto iyaduma ke access idle eBenfell noma eduze kweBenfell Pretoria North mephendula ke yebo so police station yase Pretoria North.
A minute past 2, you were at Hell Divet.
Motsotso ka moraga iri ya bobedi le be le shelele mo Ger Divet. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi ngomzuzu owodwa sekumbeneke elesibili ihora ndathabusake sasiseduze ke neGert de Wet ePretoria North.
6 minutes past 2, early hours, Emily Hope House Avenue.
Metsotso ye tshela ka moraga iri ya bobedi ka masa belele mo kgauswe le Emily Hope House Avenue mo Pretoria. That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi imizuzu o6 ke emuva ko2 ke sise eduze kwase Emily Hope House Avenue ePretoria North.
14 minutes past 2, early hours in the morning, near Theron. Is it the street? Theron Street.
Ka masa ka metsotso ye lesome nne ka mora iri ya bobedi ke ge le gore lena le kgauswe le Terry Aaron Milengwe gona mo Pretoria. That is correct.
Yeah, sure ke ukuthi imizuzu u14 ke emuva kwensimbi yayo ishayile ke yesibili seduze ke kwaso istrata iDani Tron Street ePretoria North.
Thank you, ma'am. 19 past 2, GPS unlocked at the same place.
Metsotso ye lesome senyane ka mora iri ya bobedi ke ge le gore iri GPS unlocked gona tulong yewe. That is correct.
Iyasho ke ukuthi ngemizuzu ke u19 eshayile ke u2 isona ke leso strato leso ke iGPS unlocked.
2:30 in the morning, ignition off, same Emily Hope House as per exhibit MM, booked in Nongoma cars number 163. That's the exhibit MM. It's not reflecting there.
Yale ke mo ileng gore metsotso ya masome tharo ka moraga iri ya bobedi ka masa ke ge ile gore koloi ya tima gona thulong yewe ya Emily Hope House Avenue mo Pretoria North.
Ke nnete?
That is correct.
Yebo kweqiniswa ukuthi uma 82:30 ke imoto iyacishwa ke kuseduze ke ne-Emily Hope House Avenue ePretoria.
That's when accused number 2 was booked in.
Yes.
Yes.
Ila khona ke umsolo wesibili ke manje esebhukwakhe amagama efakwa ke khona lapho.
At 25 to 3, that's when you charge accused number 2 for Nongoma case murder 163 of 10 2018.
Ke nnete?
That is correct.
Kuyiqiniswa ke ukuthi ngayo u25 to 3 ila khona manje ke esethweswa icala ke umsolo wesibili kona ke icala leli la kwaNongoma elokubulala.
At 10 to 4. At 10 to 4. What day was that?
Bare metsotso ye lesome ka pele ga iri ya bone.
Date was it? What date was it?
Date ye ife?
The 19th of June 2020.
19 of June 2020.
Ngaye ke u10 to 4 ongibuza ngayo kwakungazo ke e19 kuyena ke uNhlangulana ku2020.
I'll confirm that one. It's 10 to 5. That's when you booked again accused number 2.
Bare ka 10 to 5 ke mo ileng gore lena lide la buka molatofatso wa bobedi gape
Out to
Lebe-
Phosphorus
le
court.
montsha le moisha kgorong ya Phosphorus.
Ke nnete?
That is correct.
Kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi isikhathi ke kwaku 10 to 5 la phinde damkhipha khona ke noma ngimbuka out khona ke eya ke enkantolo yase Phosphorus.
When you book him out, I think this is the third time if I'm not mistaken. Do you still have regard of human dignity in terms of the rights of the accused? Do you still have regards to human dignity? Did you sleep all these hours comfortably or otherwise? Did you have regard of his right to human dignity?
Ba re ge lebe le la nagana jwalo ka ga be le setse le mobuka le montsha e be la ga kgetlo la boraro mo e leng gore lena le la nagana na ka ditokelo tša gage tša botho.
Ka ge ke tlhalositše ke re o ba robala le mo koloing re mo swere botse ke tshepa gore ditokelo tša ge tša botho le ge be re mfa dijo re mo tlhokomela re be re di shee tša kudu.
As I have explained that as we were in the vehicle he would fall asleep and we were protecting his human dignity rights as we were also taking care of him. We took care of those rights as well, my lord.
Mengifisa ukwazi ke ukuthi mase umkhipha ke manje ke ngalo 10 to 3 uma ngenza iphutha ke kwakuse ihlanda lesithathu ke manje ingabe yini amalungelo akhe ngokuphathelene ke nesithunzi sobuntu noma sokuthi abe umuntu ke nani sibhekile noma nani kunakile yini lokho ngoba ke lo muntu akalelanga nihambe naye onke lamahora ngicabanga ke kanjalo ke ukuthi wayeba nesikhathi ke nasemotweni ke sasimphethe nje kahle ke elala ke nasemotweni nangenkathi futhi ke sinikeza noma simphake ukudla ngicabanga ukuthi naloko futhi kwakuwukuthi ke amalungelo akhe noma ke isithunzi sakhe sokuthi abe umuntu sisibhekile.
My lord, I submit that it will be a convenient time to attend for a long.
That's okay.
It's 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock.
Let's go.
Okay, it's 2 o'clock. We'll come back.
It's got to go.